AI is changing pretty much everything. But have you ever stopped to think about the web itself? Yeah, the very websites we use every single day are being quietly re-engineered for this new age of AI. It's happening right now, kind of behind the scenes, and today we're going to break down exactly how those huge decisions are being made.
And really, it all boils down to one simple but super important question. How is an AI assistant going to book a flight for you or order a pizza or fill out some boring form? It can't just look at the pixels on a screen the way we do. Nope. It needs a whole new language, a new set of rules to actually understand and interact with the web.
So who's making these rules? Well, it's this group right here, the WebML Community Group. They're part of the World Wide Web Consortium, the W3C. And what's really crucial here is that this isn't just one company calling all the shots. You've got the heavy hitters, experts from Google, Mozilla, and other big tech companies, all in a room together collaborating on the official standards for AI on the web. Okay, so to really get a feel for how these decisions actually get made, we're going to be a fly on the wall in one of their meetings from back on January 22nd. This is where all those abstract ideas about an AI-ready web start to get real. So the first big thing that happened in this meeting, they took their main proposal, something called the WebMCP API, and basically gave it a promotion. It went from being just a simple explainer document, which is pretty much just the initial idea scribbled down, to a formal spec draft. And that is a huge step. It's like going from a rough sketch to a real blueprint. It means they're now writing the official rulebook and even setting up automated systems to keep the quality top-notch. This is exactly how an idea starts its journey to becoming a core part of how the web works. But it's never quite that easy, right? The real meat of this meeting was this huge debate about the best way for a website to talk to an AI agent. And it pretty much came down to two different philosophies. So you've got two camps. The first one, the imperative API. Think of it like a super detailed recipe. You're telling the AI every single step it needs to take. Click this button, then type here, then click that checkbox. On the other hand, you have the declarative API. This is more like just telling the chef what you want. Submit this form. You don't care how it gets done, just that it happens. That declarative way is way simpler for developers, and it actually opens up cool new possibilities, like letting an AI jump between different pages to get one complicated task done for you. So what's the real challenge here? What are they trying to solve? It's this. How can you, as a website owner, make it incredibly simple to tell an AI what your site can actually do? How do you let it know about your search bar or your checkout form or your appointment scheduler? And look, this wasn't some heated argument where everyone was dug in. You can see one of the key people, Brandon Walderman, saying, hey, I'm on board with this simpler declarative approach, but we've still got some kinks to work out for other things. It really shows you that this is a careful, thoughtful process of ironing out all the details. And this quote from Dominic Farolino at Google, it really gets to the heart of it. He says the goal is to make it trivial for developers. In other words, they want to make it so laughably easy that any website, big or small, can make itself AI-friendly without having to hire a team of genius coders to rewrite everything. Okay, so you've got this big philosophical debate happening. But at the same time, they had to tackle some really practical, nuts and bolts problems. For instance, like what happens if you tell an AI to book a super complicated vacation, it's halfway through booking flights and hotels, and then you change your mind. You hit the cancel button. How does the website know that you've bailed on the whole thing? And the answer they landed on is actually pretty cool because it's so simple and elegant. It's called AbortSignal. And the best part? This isn't some brand new thing they just invented. It's a tried-and-true tool that's already used all over the web in other really important tech, like the Fetch API. So they're just building on a solid foundation that they know already work. One thing that's super important is that this group isn't just off in a corner doing its own thing. They made a point to lay out a clear plan to work with another major group, the Agentic AI Foundation. This is huge because the last thing anyone wants is a future where different AIs and websites can't talk to each other because they're using different rulebooks. And it's really important to zoom out for a second and remember that this one API they were debating, it's just one tool in a much, much bigger toolkit that the WebML group is building for the future of the web. I mean, look at the full scope here. They're also hammering out standards for stuff like built-in writing help, instant translation tools, even a proofreader. And it's interesting to see that for the folks at Google Chrome, that prompt API, that's their big focus for the year. All right, so after all that talk, all that debate, what actually got decided? What were the concrete results that came out of this meeting? And this is the cool part. This wasn't just a chat session. They walked away with 3 solid official resolutions. 3 things that actually move this whole project forward in a really meaningful way. Let's break them down.
Okay, number 1, they decided to go for that simpler, declarative approach, but not instead of the other one, but in addition to it, so they get the best of both worlds. Number 2, they made it official to use that AbortSignal thing we talked about for handling cancellations. And number 3, well, they shifted their meeting time by an hour. And I know that sounds tiny, but it's such a great little reminder that this is all being built by real people all over the world, just trying to find a time that works for everyone. So, when you see all these technical pieces getting locked into place, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we building a web that's designed for AI first, and for us, for humans, second? It's definitely something to think about.